There they go into the back. The blue light on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to another big edition of Talking Trots as we roll into the big races, the lead-ups to the Tab Touch WA Pacing Cup this week. It's the Running Camel James Brennan Memorial worth 100,000 at Group 2 level, and we've got some really good horses coming back. Racing some established horses as well coming through the grades, but good to see Mighty Ronaldo, Thames in Bromac, Jumpin' Jack Mac, Minstrel, Wild West, Lavrajo, Diego coming back to take Mr. Smarty, Sanriel, Penny Tiger, who have already been in action this campaign, but a great race rolling into the Pacing Cup. Coming off the back of the Tab Touch WA Oaks, and what a performance. Stewie McDonald, congratulations to Stewie, the trainer and driver of a WA Oaks with Madam Publisher, and as I welcome in Glen Mortimer, another guest, another Group 1.
Hey, welcome back, Michael. Good
Thank you.
to have you back. You were off to the vet last week.
Yes.
Weren't too well, but
No, I had a bit of a virus, but back in action now.
All clear?
All clear.
you had the 7 days off, so
Yes,
you're okay
yeah,
for tonight.
I had
You
the
didn't
vet
test positive,
certificate,
which
yeah.
is good. That's
Yep.
good. No, good to have you back, and our thanks to Silky Moore for his help as
Wasn't he good?
always. He's great. Just late notice, fill in, and very knowledgeable.
Yep.
Gee whiz. Extremely knowledgeable, good punter, and gets the best out of who we talk to, and find some winners for
And it makes the Retrovision preview just must listen. Timmy Walker, the best in the business, is the host, and then you've got the 3 best form experts going at it with Silky, Trent, and Matt Young. Possibly, I think it's the best harness racing show podcast going around, and
No doubt.
I think all 4 are a great combination, and must listen every Friday morning. Sponsored by Retrovision.
Of course. No, they are good. The boys do a terrific job and very in depth. And as I was alluding to, that's one thing Silky is.
Well, he gets to talk more on our show.
He's
Tim does a good job because he's got to push them through because there's 10 races in the hour plus interviews plus the quiz.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on. Traffic updates. He doesn't get to talk as much. So on our podcast, it's open slather, Morts.
and he does a good job. As I said, he's very in depth and finds many a winner and gets some good information.
Timmy Walker's much better at pushing through than me.
Yeah.
He's a good man, Timmy.
Very, very casual. But look, we're just here to find some winners for the listeners, but didn't do a very good job last weekend,
No, it's
Michael.
tough.
Bomber was down 9 units.
It's tough.
And Ollie only one collect, and that was $1.50, so that doesn't
No, we don't get
count,
that.
unfortunately. But the good news is they are on again, and boy, I was lucky I could... lucky Madam Publisher got up, or else I would have been looking for Steve Sell's
God bless
mobile
her.
number, that's for sure. But this Friday night is a great night of racing. We've got the Lady Camel James Brennan Consolation. We've got Jaws of Lincoln back.
Yep.
Skylord in unbelievable form. Still the show. What a great effort last week. And Al Capone first up. And then, of course, we go to the Running Camel James Brennan Memorial. Star-studded field. We then see the race there, which has got Castella Delacqua, the Shockwave at stud. Some terrific racing on Friday night, so looking forward to that. And last Friday night, as always, was a brilliant night at Gloucester Park, kicking off with Sugar Shake, driven out hard by Chris Lewis and did enough to lead all the way. Rockmeister led and won despite having Blaze Coops over racing on its outside. Spoke about Steal the Show, great win and great run also, Sango Real. Madam Publisher, 3 pegs over 2,536 for 3-year-olds. no better place to be. Thought you might have dragged up Major Martini again, Michael, earlier on, but...
There's a couple of derbies I could probably...
Yes, I know. I'm starting to shake. It was a great finish to race 6 with Soho Firestone arriving in time for Kim Prentice and Mitchell Miller. That was a terrific finish.
Quinella.
Yes, and then Artie by the Seaside, just too good, but very nice run. Castella Dell'Acqua fought on really well. This time back in has been very good for the Jocelyn Young camp, who is going beautifully. And on the Black Flash, well, stepped well for Stewie, then surged forward and won well to give the man his double, which we knew he'd get because he was on the show. So Friday night at Gloucester Park, Team Bond got a training double and Denny Roberts a driving double. Dylan Edgerton Green got a driving and training double, and our man Stewie Mack got that driving double, which was so good to see. Saturday at Northam, a training treble to Team Bond, driving treble to Denny Roberts, and a double to Shannon Savelko. There's that name again, never misses out. Collie on Sunday, driving double to my man Trent Wheeler, and a driving double to Shannon Savelko again. Monday at Pinjarra, training double to Brad Lynn, training double to Team Bond, driving double to Toby Lynn, driving double to Denny Roberts. And to finish on Tuesday, Team Bond and Denny Roberts, another treble. So Team Bond finding form at the right time of year, Michael.
Certainly is the right time of year for Team Bond, and that's their team's absolutely flying, and
so is the whole camp. Some of the big camps are just starting to, all the big guns coming back. Terrific time of the year.
Yeah, we mentioned a few of the horses come back. One of them is Mighty Ronaldo.
Yes, looking forward to seeing him back. He's just been, he's just his last start, 2 more steps, and he would have won. But anyway, I saw the rankings come out for the.
Is he in the top 12?
Just.
Okay.
So someone there doesn't like him, I can tell you.
Mustn't watch races.
No, I don't think so. But no, it's a great time of year, and looking forward to having him back tomorrow night. Never ending.
The stablemate, can we ask where he is?
Yes, you can.
Will you give an answer?
Oh, sorry. He's currently
still in Melbourne?
In Shepparton with Shane Sanderson, and at this stage, unless he's actually getting on a flight as we speak, which I doubt, no, he's still in Melbourne, and they were trying tonight and tomorrow night, and they'll do the same next week, and if that fails, then he'll have to go from Melbourne back to Sydney, because there's a flight on the 21st of October, so it makes it so hard.
Yeah,
Michael.
It's very tough, isn't it?
So
very
hard.
Tough.
It seems to be easier going across.
No, it is because of
but hard coming back.
Yeah, because of all the cargo that comes across, and they're the first to get offloaded, which is unfortunate.
This is precious cargo, though, Mike.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's right. Which means he's definitely out of the Pacing Cup?
Yeah, absolutely. We did allude to it on the show 2 or 3 weeks ago, because they're still betting pre-posts, and there was just no chance he was going to be in the Pacing Cup.
And obviously pressure now for the 4-year-old races, because it's not that far away.
Yeah, and you know the rule, if he's had a couple of weeks off, it's normally double that to get him back. So here we are at the start of October. We've got a couple of months until the Golden Nugget, so going to be very interesting. So just got to keep our fingers crossed we get him back in time.
Yes, indeed. He's a big draw car, wouldn't it? What a 4-year-old series, like Never Ending versus Mr. Smarty. It's just mouth-watering, isn't it?
It would just get down to the draw.
Yeah.
It would really get down to the draw. Very smart horses, a great crop of 4-year-olds. If you own a 4-year-old, it's a bad time to own one.
And you own another couple.
It's a bad time to own one, because there's a couple of really, really smart ones. So it just looks like being a great series. We've got the Pinjarra Classic, 4-year-old Classic, 4-year-old Championship, and the Retrovision Golden Nugget. So can't wait.
Well, our guest tonight has got to play a big part in the James Brennan, the running camel, James Brennan. He trains Sanriel, who's drawn 1, but driving Penny Tiger for Michael Brennan. And wasn't he really good first up? He used that gate speed, but just looked absolutely super and never really got out of second gear.
I like Penny Tiger. He's got a lot of X factor about him. He's he's electric out of the gate. But if he gets a nice soft run, he's just got a powerful finish.
He's not going to be able to use that gate speed tomorrow night, drawn barrier 10, but he's going to follow the speed beautifully. But let's go back to his first up performance where he did get to use that gate speed, and once he crossed, it was game, set and match.
On the code breaker, Penny Tiger red cornered to the outside now. Is Talks Up a Storm from Hampton Banner, gaining ground still to show along the inside, but it's all Penny Tiger cruising to the post. Penny Tiger first up.
Yeah, Penny Tiger, geez, he was impressive last night, Morts, and we introduce his driver, Chris Voak, to the program. And Chris, welcome to the program first of all.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having us, guys. Pleasure to be on.
And Penny Tiger, we just heard him win first up, and tell you what, did he feel as good as he looked?
No, he did. Yeah, he was very, very sharp. He certainly hasn't lost any of that gate speed.
No, and while you won't be able to use it on Friday night, 10's a great barrier for him because he's got that tactical speed where it doesn't matter what stage of the race, he's devastating when you unleash it.
Yeah, that's true. And, it's 2,500, 3 weeks between runs, so he'll get that, as you alluded to, he'll get that soft trip and, he's not going to have to tax himself early, which is good building into a couple of the other features.
But he's going to be right in this race, and of course you train the horse in front of you, which is Sango Real, and as Michael and I were talking about earlier on, he went huge last week.
Yeah, he just probably the run before that he let up and faded and was very disappointing as to where I expected I had the horse, but it was a good reality check to for where I had him anyway for myself, and went back to the drawing board, screwed him down a little more, and he performed much better, and he's, in my opinion, as much as he improved from that run to Friday, he's actually progressed again, so he needs to, obviously with the likes of Mr. Smarty in the race.
I have him as a very good each way chance on Friday night. You see him sitting behind the leader?
Yeah, look, if it opens up, I expect him to fully run second. I don't think he'll beat Mr. Smarty. I just see this race with so many horses coming back, first up over 2,500, I just don't see there being a whole lot of pace. I think Junior will probably dictate out in front on Mr. Smarty, but Sangreal will hold his helmet, that's for sure. So he looks, put it this way, if he kicked away and he couldn't hold down second, I'd be very disappointed with Sangreal.
Currently $9.50 and $2.50 Sangreal in the markets. Mr. Smarty been very well supported, $3.50 to $1.95. And you're right, Chris, in the fact that a number of these bigger name horses are first up, and it is a 2,500 metre race. So tactics could be interesting here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just not sure there's going to be a whole lot of pressure, just given the factors that I just said early. And even the sort of gate speed early, I don't really see there being a whole lot of gate speed for those same reasons again. So, it's going to suit those on the fence, I think, that's for sure.
It's it Talks Up Storm gets out well. Tenzing Bromac tends to race well in the breeze, and it's still $100,000 race. I mean, I know it's first up, but I think there could be a little bit happening early, and Sango Real can just get in there behind Mr. Smarty and Penny Tiger back 3 on the fence. If it's run to suit, I think he's in it up to his eyeballs. But as you say, if there's not enough pace or not enough pressure throughout the race, it's going to make it a little bit tougher
usually,
for him.
Chris, when there's not enough speed, the last 800 to 1,000 is lightning, which, as you say, plays into those pegs runners, which Sangreal and Penny Tiger are.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely, Rads. Like that's just the way I sort of looked at it. I mean, Talks Up a Storm's, it's quickish off the gate, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I thought Mr. Smarty, I know I crossed it the other week with Sangreal, but you watch a replay, I don't think he'd come off the gate at all. They just accepted they were going to win it from the breeze. And I think it'll show more gate speed Friday. Just the 2,500 and those, the number them first up. You got their grand final in sort of 4 weeks' time. There may be a little happening with just moves, I think, with horses sorting themselves out, no doubt. Certain horses want a position on pace, but I think it'll be a gradual move by those runners. So I just can see Mr. Smarty sort of dominating the race out in front. But yeah, it's really good for both, obviously Sangreal and Penny Tiger from my point of view. It'll be interesting to see how he goes off that. But I think both horses are really good place chances, in my opinion.
Now, they're owned in similar combinations, the Sangreal and Penny Tiger. Penny Tiger has been nominated for the Inter-Dominion and is very high up. He's in the top 10. Have you spoken about possibly going over to drive, Chris?
Well, not really. I mentioned it to one of the owners in a passing conversation, and it sort of, there was no real answer given. I think it would most probably depend upon how he performs over the next, 4 to 6 weeks here, and sort of if he's up to the mark, well then I think definitely they'll look to go. But it's sort of I think it'd have to be form dependent over. Obviously, this 100 grand race, the one in a fortnight, and then ultimately the Pacing Cup. So it's probably watch this space over those runs. Well,
and last time they actually used a Sydney driver last time. Be good to see you get over there, Chris, and possibly tackle an Inter-Dominion. It would be a highlight for you to go over to Sydney and drive an Inter-Dominion.
Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, I've had the opportunity to drive in Sydney a couple of times with drivers. The Young Drivers Series and whatever, and it's actually been a really happy hunting ground to me. Both times I've gone over and won both the series we were in. So, Sydney's actually quite close. I reckon it's closer to WA style of racing than it is Melbourne. So I find it an easy adjustment to drive there as opposed to driving in Melbourne.
Young Drivers race must have been a couple of years ago, Chris.
That's a sleep. Just thought I'd slip that one in, Voakey. We invited him on the show.
Well, back in those days, I didn't need to wear a hat in summer. These years, I need a bucket hat.
Now, Penny Tiger, we know Michael Brennan is a very, very upbeat person. And he's very, very confident in this horse, but he is the real deal, and he's up to a trip over east. Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. He's very, I think he's probably a better horse now than he was even on the first trip. It'd be, I sort of think he'd be really suited to a Miracle Miles type race and things like, I think the short distance would really suit him down to the ground. Obviously, the Inter-Dominion is over the three heats and then the final, which he still wouldn't be out of it. But I just think the horse he is now, I reckon he'd really equip himself terrifically compared to that last trip, that's for sure.
Certainly hope he gets a chance to get across there, because whenever you see Penny Tiger in a race, particularly when he's drawn anything inside 8 or even 9, he just adds something to a race, because he's just got that explosive gate speed. But as we've seen before, when he's set up as well, he's just got that amazing speed, and he certainly adds a lot to a race. So we would love to think he could get across there to the Eastern States and represent WA. It'd be fantastic. And as Michael said, would be even better if you could get across there and drive him, Voakey.
Yeah, well, that it probably, it would be good actually when you think about it. But hopefully I'm in good form if that happens.
Well, you have been in incredible form lately, which is terrific, both from a training perspective and a driving perspective. And you got a fair book on Friday night. You got a couple of nice H-way chances, and that kicks off in the first race, where you've got Sugar Street for Barry Howlett. Been a good horse. Hat draw probably doesn't suit, but what do you think? What do you think in race 1 with Sugar Street?
Yeah, I thought he was probably a fraction unders to what he had last start to where he had been the runs before. But yeah, I mean, he's actually still going really well. I actually, the one will be hard to beat. It's not going to have to do any work to lead. It's got plenty of gate speed, but I think I'd give him a novelty hope just from the draw. But yeah, if it's a genuine run race, he'll certainly hit the line well.
Yeah, the Barry Howlett stable's certainly been in terrific form, that's for sure. And Regal Chevelle finally gets a draw to lead. So, as you said, if he's just able to stroll along in front, then hopefully Sugar Street could be that each-way chance of running a place somewhere. Race 4 we've covered off with Penny Tiger, and then we head into race number 6 where you've got...
Well, you're very talented, Chris, but you're still down on 2 horses.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Naming lights.
Really?
How are you going to do that?
Yeah, Naming Lights and Western, Franco Western.
No, driving Franco Western. I don't know why that hasn't been done. I text Deb on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Or maybe it didn't go through. I'll have to ring. I'll have to give her a call now.
Yeah, because I actually just refreshed then, and yeah, you're still down there. But no, you're driving Franco Western for Giles Inwood.
It was a really good run last start behind Paul Edward. I think he strips fitter for the run, and he does perform, my opinion, best over the short distance 1700s. But the draw sort of hurts him, so I'd imagine he's probably a novelty chance just from that gate.
And in the next race number 7, you got Maximum Rock. Must be a very good place chance from the draw. Barrier 10, great draw there.
Yeah, definitely. His run in the Battle of Bunbury was excellent. I actually think if he had the run of the winner, he actually could have won it. So I actually go into the race with a bit of confidence of him, because especially if the one leads, he's a really good sit and sprint horse, Maximum Rock, and he can follow. He'll follow sort of any pace and still give you a really good furlong. So I'd be confident of definitely, depending on how it works out and whatever. But usually the fence is great at Gloucester Park. So certainly that place chance, I wouldn't leave him out of your place to novelty chances for your exotics, that's for sure.
And then the last, in race 8, another very open race. You got a very good chance, though, in Caliente. Only beaten 1.5 metres last start. Got barrier 11, should get a nice run through. Open field. What are your thoughts on race 8?
So his last run, even though he ran second, he was a bit disappointing. I thought both of those boys, both Trigwell Road and him, didn't really go as good as I thought on the Monday, and made some adjustments, and then hoppled him. Like, he couldn't get over Trigwell Road, and then the next hopple run he handled him real easy, and then Trigwell Road come out and went enormous on the Monday to run 4th. So I was like, oh. Then I hoppled him, actually tested him Tuesday with Sangrio, and he actually worked with him. I mean, he's let me down before, but if he runs up to his track work and how he feels and looks, I actually think he's very, very strong winning chance. So he could be good value, in my opinion.
These are the issues of a trainer now, Chris. Up and down performances. And
it'd be good if he had four good legs, and like he's just, it's hard. He's just, I'd like to cut all 4 legs off and put some fresh ones on and start again. I think he'd be a real nice horse.
Yeah, we'd all love to do that.
How many horses you got in work?
We, at the moment, got 22 in work.
Jeez.
Okay.
But then with all the mares and foals, so there's 6 mares, 6 foals, and then we've got another, probably babies and that coming through. There's probably 27 horses all up. And then it's just a lot of work.
So what's the ideal number for you to have in work?
1 Powerball. No, I'd said 16 was our number to my wife Asher a while back, and then somehow I just kept accruing them, and we bought some more ones. But that 22 racehorses, it's going to get scaled back in the next three weeks for sure. There'll be a few on the market and some moved on.
Which you need to, as you know, you just need to do. You just need to keep turning them over. But as we said earlier on, you've been in amazing form. You're currently 3rd on the state drivers list, 4th on the Metro's drivers list. You're only 36. You've had 1,877 career wins and 7 Group 1s and 99 as a trainer. So we're going to clock up the 100 tomorrow night at Gloucester Park. We've just got to find another winner because everybody that comes in the show gets a double. So we'll let you know.
I don't know about if there is 2, hopefully it'll be 101. I'll be happy with that. But no, I think Caliente looks probably the strongest chance to get that done, I think.
And Maximum Rock at an each-way price as well.
Yeah, I'd go the place, because he can he'll follow the helmets and speed, no problem. But if he's 250 or something like that, that's good value. But Caliente could be one that sneaks out to sort of the $6 to $10 mark, and I think, I think he'll put his best foot forward tomorrow.
And then I think Penny Tiger could be number 101 for you.
There we go.
So there we go. There's the double for Friday night. Easily done.
That'll be great.
All right, mate. Thanks for joining us. You can go and feed up now, and mate, good luck tomorrow night. And
yeah. Well, the thing about having an afternoon nap is you wake up in the morning, you have a coffee, and an afternoon nap, you can wake up and have a beer.
Yeah. Have a Foster's for Morts.
Yeah. Enjoy.
We'll be back to sleep.
Mate, we'll see you at the track tomorrow night. Good luck.
No worries, guys. Keep up the good work, and thanks for your time.
There we go. Chris Voak, and driving in great form.
He is.
Doing a great
job. Training in great form.
Doing a great job as a trainer.
Yeah. What I like about him, he's always, he's always
upbeat.
Yeah, upbeat.
He's got plenty of supporters.
He does, yeah.
On Twitter, don't they love the Voak train?
Yeah, certainly do. He's he calls it as he sees it, and as you say, very upbeat and open and honest, and that's what we want. And he's always willing to have a chat.
Yeah,
I think he likes a microphone
more than you.
Although he might give me a clip round the ear when he sees me after that age comment. But anyway, that's all right.
Exactly.
He's a good man, Chris Voak, and some good each-way chances there on Friday night, as he said. So,
all right, before we move on, Morts, this segment's brought to you by Steel Blue Boots, built for comfort, made for work, well over 700 stockists nationwide, and they are a mark of true skill.
They certainly are. They are designed for comfort, durability and choice. And as you know, they're backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee, which you won't need because they are the most comfortable boot there are. And, of course, the great man Ross Fitzgerald is part of Steel Blue, and he's a part of Gloucester Park and harness racing in WA. Very good supporters are Steel Blue boots.
Yeah, they sure are. And Morts, we spoke briefly about the Inter-Dominion rankings, and good to see a few WA horses in there. We've got Penny Tiger up the top with Minstrel. They're very close together in the rankings, and Tenzin Bromax also in there. So there's a potential for a couple of WA horses to head across. Maybe Penny Tiger's the most logical if he gets through in the next 4 weeks.
I'd certainly like to see a WA horse in the race. It just adds a lot more to it from a Western Australian perspective. I mean, it's a great series and we all like to watch it, but I just think it just
if we get something to cheer, it adds something, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does, and would love to see Penny Tiger go across there. Like I said, he's an X factor when he goes in the winning race. He's just got that explosive speed. So hopefully we'll see him trek across there a little bit later, which would be great.
Yeah, and as I said, we've got Penny Tiger 11, Minstrel is 12. They're the top two WA seeds. Tenzin Bromax 24, so well entrenched into the top 36 or 30. And we've also got Swing Band's nominated. He's at 45, but probably unlikely to go at this stage, speaking to Kevin Jevons, but obviously keeping it open at the moment, and they seem to be the WA horses that are nominated for the Inter-Dominion, and no doubt the top three will, if they want to press on, they'll all get in. And I would imagine Shockwave will probably get in if he wants to press on with horses falling in and out.
Not Shockwave.
Oh, not Shockwave, Swing Band. Actually, Shockwave.
You've got the brochure.
I've got the brochure in front of me. I spoke to Ryan the other night and doing really good.
Got some good bookings.
Really well at start. Yeah, got some good bookings. Had a positive test the other day. I saw on Facebook. Yeah, and only 3,300.
Just a bit of loose change for someone like yourself, Michael.
I would have said you, Morts, who are getting into breeding.
It was after Madam Publisher the other night, I can tell you.
And,
Gee whiz, that lined the pockets.
You could become a breeding Leviathan.
Yeah, we had another one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
Last week.
Oh, okay.
Another filly.
Another filly.
Yeah, which is good. So, yeah, very happy.
Beautiful. You seem very happy. All right. Should we take a break?
Why not?
All right. As we go to the break, we spoke about Sanriel stealing the show earlier, Morts.
Yeah, it was a great battle.
And it was a good battle. As we go to the break, it's Steal the Show. Great drive for Denny Roberts, just holding off Chris Voak on Sanriel.
From last in the straight, Soho Dow Jones steal the show. Sangre Real steal the show, hit the front. Sangre Real's after steal the show, and then Soho Dow Jones, Al Capone, but steal the show's in front of Sangre Real. Steal the show clinging on, and steal the show, and a really good drive by Denny Roberts as one from Sangre Real. Al Capone.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Soho Honey Rider, 29.3 the next quarter to the outside. Madam Publisher gets out for McDonald. Let's go with a really good run, and Sugar Delight drove up behind them. Around the turn, here's Madam Publisher coming after the leader, Soho Honey Rider, who hit the front from Lying Queen, but Madam Publisher went whoosh on the outside, has dashed away from them. Soho Honey Rider battles on really well. Atlantic Gem will get up for second, absolutely flying, but Madam Publisher has won brilliantly from Atlantic Gem.
That was Madam Publisher and Morts. What a great performance from Madam Publisher, and 3 pegs, big race, 2,500 metres, fillies. Usually plays out that way, or has played out that way in the past, and great drive from Stewie. Congratulations to Stewie. It was just a great win, and great to see all the trainers and drivers go down and support him as well. Wasn't it a great picture after the race? Terrific, and all the activity on Twitter and social media, everybody was just genuinely happy for a genuine good bloke who's done so well with that horse, and you could see a fair way from home that just needed the break and was going to play in the finish, and it was thrilled. And copped the interference early when the filly the Waterloo found the front, then put on the brakes, and then but once she got in the clear, you could tell. I reckon I could tell at the Intersport sign that once she just got to the outside, Stewie's just made the right move. Certainly had, and it was just really terrific to see. Yeah, was fantastic good win. I mean, and good price. Yeah, $11. Terrific price. $13, Michael. 13. Yep. If you shot well. All right, this segment's brought to you by Loans 123, car loans, debt consolidations, or your personal finance. Who do you see, Morts? The nude nut, the great man, Steve Sell. He sure is. You can do it by going to loans123.com.au or 1800 100 100. And he's still doing things the banks can't, Michael. Now, sure, I got to if it hadn't been for Madam Publisher, I would have been ringing 1800 100 100 Friday night. Yes, I think it helped a few people, Madam Publisher, and congratulations to Stewie and the team on a great performance, and really well done to bring it through. And the Oaks, if they're going to be an upset in a Group 1, it's got to be the Oaks. Happens a lot, and Justin Prentice has a couple of boilovers himself in his 3 wins. I think 2 of them have been boilovers. Yeah, and then had one that one was a ball over on top of him. Got knocked over, but those younger races, normally the first time they race over that distance, as you go down the back, quite a few of them get a stitch. Yeah, it's tough and really opens up. Racing. And if you had that soft run, got to be a little bit of pace up front, but if you've had that soft run, always in it. So it was good. Well, a man who's always in it, and we had a dip last week, but where there's life, there's hope. He's back on this week is our man, Scott Bomber Hill. Bomber, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Rads. Yeah, big speed bump last week. couldn't get warm. Couldn't find a winner at all, and most were pretty well beaten. Sangway Rio went well, but the others were well beaten, unfortunately. So hopefully we can turn that around tomorrow night.
No, it's all right. We've got plenty of confidence. We'll bounce straight back, mate, on a big card, and what a good card it is as well.
It is. It's a ripper. There's right across the 10 races. There's some great races. It's and full fields. So going to be a great night's racing.
Now the first 3 races are on Sky 2, and the first race we got to look at is actually race number 1, which is on Sky 2. And he comes up at 5:23. And Regal Cheval, he's drawn 1. Gary Hall Jr. trains and drives. Looks to be the favourite in the opening, the Intersport Slater Gartrell pace over the 21:30 metres. Better Move Along, My Ultimate Chevron, Yankee Lincoln, Eaton Rock, a last start winner, Rock and Roll Elliott, a last start winner. Classic Choice, Ideal Tomato, Flying Rumour outside of the front line. Then the back line, we've got Show Pony, Carrera Mac and Sugar Street for the man we spoke to earlier in the night, Chris Voak. And Regal Cheval looks the leader and hard to beat. Bomber, which way are we going?
Yeah, well, when coming off a run of outs, there's no better way to buck that than Gary Hall Jr. in front. And that's exactly where he'll be with Regal Cheval. He's got an exceptional front-running record, and I can't find anything that'll be willing to have a crack at him early, and should get a nice, cosy lead time and effectively turn it into a mile race. I think last time he led, he won, and he beat the horses the calibre of the Mickey Taker, Hector, Armour X Factor and Star Casino. And he's actually been in really good form of late without being able to find the top. So I think he'll be back in the winner's circle tomorrow night.
Yes, finally gets the draw. Bomber had a couple of tough draws, had to use a bit of petrol up early and just couldn't get into the race. But no excuse on Friday night. Got the key barrier, number 1, Gary Hall Jr., trainer and a driver. What's our staking plan to kick the punters off to a winning start?
Yeah, we're going to try and play from the front tomorrow night. 3 units to kick off. I'm really bullish about him. I think he'll be around the sort of $1.90, $1.85 mark, and I think he'll lead and win.
All right. Now, before we get to the next race, you got a preview, Bomber, which is race number 6. Race number 4 is the Running Camel James Brenner Memorial. I'll give you the Tab Touch market, and I'll just get a quick tip from you. San Real is $9.50. Mr. Smarty is being well supported. $3.50 they put up about it. That didn't last long. $1.95. Mighty Ronaldo, first up, 21 to 31. Talks Up a Storm, $81. Tenzig Bromac, $6.50. Jumper Jack Mac at $23. Minstrel, $7. And Fairly Seti. Wild West, $1.51. The Mickey Taker, $1.01. Inside the back line, Penny Tiger for Christopher Voak at $7.50, drifted slightly from his $5.50 opening mark. Diego first up, $17, and Leverage O first up, $6.50 to $9. What do you think? It's a great race. Mr. Smarty first up, first time against the real big boys, and a lot of horses coming back, getting ready for the Tab Touch WA Pacing Cup.
Yeah, sure. That's where do you look? Like, I think the thing that makes the race really interesting is I can't see Mr. Smarty leading. I don't think he'll hold out. Horses like Talks Up a Storm, Tenzing Bromac, I think they can cross. He was, Sangway Rio. He's a quick beginner, Sangway Rio, but he crossed him easily last time, and he was driven pretty hard from sort of that middle mark and. Yeah, down close to the fence at this front straight start. I think he can be crossed. In saying that, I still think he's good enough to win. He's looked really, really good at his 2 runs back. But, if I was forced to have a bet, I think Tenzing Bromac might be the one. I think he'll cross. I think he'll find the front.
If he finds the front, I don't think they're running around him, are they?
No, I can really see. I can see him in front. Talks Up a Storm will come out. Mighty Ronaldo will go back. It's just, he's a big chance of crossing. They're going to be, but then you got Minstrel coming across as well. If Mr. Smarty can keep his legs underneath, then it could be red hot. But sorry, I'm not a whole lot of help to you.
That's all right. No, I think you've helped out some who didn't really want to take the shorts about Mr. Smarty. They might have jumped on with Tenzig Bromac, and there we go. All right.
Good to see Kyle Harper back on Laverageau.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Kyle Harper's got the drop. Okay,
Yep.
there you go.
It was good. Good to see.
Yep, very good. Phil picked up Morts. Very well picked
There's
up.
going to be some ripper races amongst those.
Oh,
horses.
isn't it? Whatever they do, they're going to improve on, and then the JP Stratton and then into the Pacing Cup is going to be fantastic, and throwing the Navy Cup as well, which is a golden ticket. So the next 4 weeks of racing are just fantastic. All right, the next race we're going to look at is the Royal Show Ribbons Weewah. Mobile start over the 1730 metres. We got the Edgerton Green Runners drawn 1 and 2, Illawong Mustang and Belezanira respectively, Tanner Bibby, Galaxy Warrior, Soho Bollinger, who after 3 years off should be taking some of that weight off and starting to press forward and find some of his best high price. Sister Cherie, Naming Lights, who Christopher Voak won't be driving, Pocket the Change. And then on the back line, El Bordeaux, Travel Band and Franco Weston, who Chris Voak will drive. What are we going for in race number 6?
Yeah, I thought Belezanira drawn 2. He's a quick enough beginner, and I thought he might get across the stablemate here. He'd be happy enough to follow him. And, rightly or wrongly, he may have been accused of being not overly genuine in the past, Belezanira, but I think he may have put that behind him. And I note Dylan's put the sliding dollies on here, so looking for a little kick up the straight here, and hopefully, he doesn't get bullied too much in front, and over the mile he can just roll along and make him pretty hard to run him down.
Yeah, very tough race this one, Bomber, that's for sure. Very even. As you said, Belezanira, well placed there in barrier 2. The numerical form doesn't look all that fantastic, but may have just enough on this field to get up and win. So race number 6, horse number 2, Belezanira for Dylan Edgerton Green. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, 2-unit bet. I'm confident he leads, and over the mile he's going to lead for a long time. Let's just hope there's enough in the locker late.
All right, that is race number 6. Now, I mentioned Soho Bollinger Morts, who's had a couple of runs back from a very long break and was pretty good in second last week behind another horse owned by Rob Watson in Soho Firestone.
Yeah, it was a great finish, that one. Terrific finish, and good quinella there for Rob Watson.
All right, as we go to the break, let's listen to the Sohos taking out Quinelling, the Tab Touch restricted spring feature.
Mustang to the outside, Soho Firestone and Vegas Strip and Rocket City as well. They're all coming. Soho Firestone is out in the middle of the track, coming after Soho Bollinger, getting up on the inside, Galaxy Warrior, but it's Soho Firestone in front and wins from Soho Bollinger.
There's always a lot more in store for you at Retrovision, like Retrovision's lowest price guarantee. If you find a lower price on a same-stocked item, we'll beat it. There's our 60-day price promise, where we'll refund you 120% of the difference if you find a lower advertised price on any purchase. Plus, RAC members save an extra 5% every day of the year. After 60 years, a lot has changed, but there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Steno, Good Deal Matty gets up on the inside, and then came Zafira in front. Artie by the Seaside, though, from Castella Delacqua. Good Deal Matty and also Steno, and Zafira is late, but Artie by the Seaside comes right away and wins it well. Artie by the Seaside from Castella.
Artie by the Seaside, she's got to be ranked the top filly mare in the state. I heard last week on the Retrovision preview that Trent thought that Steno was could be the better mare, which is interesting take. Obviously, they're both coming back from a spell, but I'll tell you what, they're both really good mares. Castella Director was pretty good sitting behind the leader, but Artie by the Seaside, I think at the moment she holds the title as the best mare in WA.
I think she does currently, yes. I mean, Steno was amazing last time in. Jocelyn Young, we know she's got the stable flying.
And will improve.
It was first up, and the runner-up was very good. So we'll see some great clashes between those two in coming months, that's for sure.
Was a big weekend for owner Mike Tanev, who not only had Artie by the Seaside, but then Artie's Express won in Sydney.
Did.
And his 3-year-old filly who goes around in the Oaks final, Artie B. Mickey. also won. So 3 out of 3 for Mike Tenev, who watches over in Canada. And we'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but at Melton on Friday night, Artie's Express will be a short price favourite in the Queen of the Pacific. And Artie Mickey will be, after drawing 3, will be one of the favourites for the Victoria Oaks final. So it could be another big weekend for Mike Tenev on the Eastern Stakes. Isn't he what?
Good on him.
Isn't he what? All right. That is Artie by the Seaside was another good winner. All right. This segment, Morts, is brought to you by Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliance specialist, where RAC members receive an additional 5% every day on the best price.
Certainly do, Michael. And at the moment, we have our LG big screen TV 4-day blitz on all 2024 LG models. There's $500 off their 65-inch TV down to $995. Best price guarantee, and RAC members get an additional 5% off that as well, Michael. A couple of weeks ago, we had the big Samsung 75.
Yeah,
wow.
How'd that go?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. People were jumping out of trees to get them. So don't miss out this weekend, the big LG 4-day price blitz.
All right, so let's look at the next race we're going to look at with Bomber, and it is race number 7, the Amy and Dak, 7th December 2024, 3-year-old pace.
Okay.
I think that's a wedding.
Okay.
2130 metres, and this is a 3-year-old race.
Great race.
Tell you what, it's very even, couple of different ways we can go.
And importantly, Michael, there's a lot of these horses here which are on the cusp of the WA derbies. Yeah. So it's a really important race. Really important.
It certainly is. Cabochon has drawn the pole for Jocelyn Young. Atlas the Titan. Madison Brown taking the drive for Senior. Blaze Away. Stewie McDonald stuck with him for Michael Young. Rocks the World for Peter Anderson and Trent Wheeler. Golden Load for Team Bond and Denny Roberts. Artful Major. Justin Prentice takes the drive, also trains. Grievous for Aidan De Campo, the same, trainer-driver. Alta Tribute, Senior, and Gary Hall Jr. looking to continue the picket fence. Pete's Honour, the very speedy Pete's Honour. Chris Lewis picks up the drive here from the outline. The only runner off the back line is Maximum Rock. Chris Voak is the trainer and driver. Bomber, it is an interesting 3-year-old race. Which way are we going in race number 7?
Yeah, it is, Rats, but Elder Tribute, he's the one to me. Like, he just keeps stepping up, and he looks like one of those big raw out of Cristianos that's just going to get better with racing, and he's improved week to week. And, fair to say this is probably his toughest test from the draw, but I think he can work to the breeze here without overdoing it too much. He's 4 from 4 in his brief career, and last 2 have been from the breeze. The last one when he ran a 56 and change last half, for doing all the work, and there's been 3 pretty impressive winners come out of that race, which is a pretty good sign. So with Cabochon first up and a few others trickily drawn, I think he can work to the breeze and use his fitness to full advantage.
Very nice field, but with you, Bomber, Alta Tribute has been in outstanding form, particularly over the last 4 runs, but that last start win was outstanding, and he's going to be very hard to beat here despite drawing barrier 8. So race number 7, horse number 8, Alta Tribute for Gary Hall Senior and Gary Hall Jr. What's the staking plan here, Bomber?
Yeah, 2-unit bet. He will be doing the work, but I was with you, Morts. I really take him with that last effort. I think he can repeat it.
All right, and the next race, the final race we've got to look at is race number 8. It is the Camel Time over the 2130 metres, and we've got BlackRock drawn the pole. Shannon Zavalco takes the drive. Benji, Greg Army. Cloud9, a winner last start for Donald Harper. Infinite Sign, Chambray, Cry Havoc. Fastland Dad and Beyond Bling is the front line. And then we've got Lamandiere, who was really good running second last week. Caliente for Chris Voak and Magnus Victor for Aidan De Campo. Race number 8. Bomber, which way are we going?
I thought he'd be a nice price, Lamandier, and he's either going to be leaders back or 3 pegs. And from either position, I think he can scare the life out of them late if he can secure a bit of racing room. And Junior normally makes sure of that. So, these last 5 races, less than 12K, are right in his wheelhouse. And I think if he just gets that little bit of luck, he could be the one late at a pretty nice price.
Certainly a nice race, Bomber, that's for sure. Benji, good last start winner, driven by Emily Savelko. Black Rock comes to town. It had some good provincial form, so a couple of well-performed horses, and Chris Voak likes his one in this race as well, Caliente. So pretty even race, but off the back line there, number 10, Lamandier for the very powerful Michael Young stable and Gary Hall Jr. What's the staking plan, Bomber?
Yeah, just the 1 unit. Morty will require his share of luck, but I've just realised I've tipped 3 junior horses tomorrow night, which is probably not a bad thing coming off a duck egg. But just the 1 unit. I think if he gets room, he can win, but he could well go to the line without seeing any space as well.
Is he first up from a spell as well, Junior?
No,
10 days off.
Did
he drive Tuesday?
Gloucester Park on Tuesday.
Yes. Okay. So
I don't think he didn't go to Pinjarra Monday.
No. So he's had a couple of little hit outs, so he should be ready to go Friday night for you, Bomber.
Let's hope he can get these 3 home at least.
Yes. Well, exactly.
Don't forget, Bomber, 1-800-100-100.
I might have to punch that in, Morts, if we can't find one tomorrow night.
The Nude Nut.
Yes, hopefully we don't need him after Friday night. But as I always say, Bomber, money lost, nothing lost. Confidence lost, everything lost.
That's it, Rats. Exactly right.
Indeed. All right. How'd you go grand final day?
Yeah, it was cracking
Penrith.
Up to all the expectation. That first half an hour was just incredible. But
just brutal.
How those big fellas kept backing up was it was pretty impressive. But Penrith, you got to doff your hat, don't you? 4 in a row, and from a homegrown team 4 or 5 years ago, that's pretty impressive.
Most of it, when they do their junior team they play for, 3/4 of the team was St Mary Saints. How good were they as a junior side?
Yeah, they would have taken some beat. When they won their first one 4 years ago, I'm sure they all came from that Penrith region, every player.
Yeah, well, most of them do, but the St Mary Saints, like Nathan Cleary played for Brothers, and like there's one from Windsor and the rest for a couple from Dubbo, but the rest were St Mary Saints. Like they're just a powerhouse. And
there might have been a few boys that took the bye that weekend when they were up against them, I reckon.
Well, and not only that, like Stephen Crichton's from that team, who's now playing for. Like it's not as if it's they're actually sprinkled through the NRL. So and it was good to see. Yeah, I was with Penrith. Got on them. Did we get our double up? Who'd you tip in the AFL?
No, I wasn't. I didn't give Brisbane a chance.
No.
I gave it a chance in the grand final. I didn't give them a chance of making it. But
the early double went by the way. So we got Penrith home anyway. All right. Thanks, Bomber. We'll speak to you next week. Hopefully, where the account's full.
Yeah, it'll really be better than last week, I'm sure.
Good on you, mate. There we go. Scott Bomber Hill. Time to take another break, Morts.
Yep.
And as we go to the break, Paul Edward, who goes around in race number 3 for Dylan Edgerton Green in a really open race.
Yeah, certainly is. It was a good winner last start.
Yeah, be good. And wonderful flies in there. Hopefully she starts to bounce back and find some form. Below her best.
She did loom last start, but just didn't quite... go on with it, but would be good to...
Yeah, let's hope the fitness is back. And
I noticed she was taken out of a trial.
Okay.
Just yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope she's back. But Paul Edwards goes around in race number 2. As we go to the break, let's listen to Paul Edward proving too good for Chris Voak and Franco Weston.
9 mile Chevron, Paul Edward clear from Franco Weston over the final stages. Paul Edward kept going by Edgerton Green. He's going to get his double. Franco Weston tries hard, but Paul Edward's in front and wins by a head to Franco Weston. Third home and
New Mazda.
Yep, I love it. We got it from Bayswater Mazda.
I keep hearing great things about them.
They're fantastic to deal with. Great people, great coffee too.
At Bayswater Mazda, you'll always be well looked after. Visit the team today and find the best drive-away deals on new Mazdas and pre-owned vehicles. Driving is better with Bayswater Mazda.
So's the coffee.
Go and see Bayswater Mazda at the corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, Bayswater. DL 25174.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Leap to fame clear. He straightens up 5 metres to Mac Dan to the Garrard sprint lane. Then Captain Ravishing and Catch a Wave. It's Leap to Fame with 100 to go. 2 metres in front of Mac Dan. Catch a Wave. Leap to Fame holds his rivals and Leap to Fame wins. Leap to Fame first is beaten.
Yeah, that was Leap to Fame, the superstar of Australian harness racing. He lines up in the Victoria Cup on Saturday night. Drawn barrier 3 on the outside of Catch a Wave. He's $1.18, Morts.
$1.18.
In a Victoria Cup. Swayze, last year's New Zealand Cup winner, $8.50. And they're the only 2 runners under double figures, $18 to Catch a Wave. $17 Major Moth, who's drawn 8 inside the back line.
Pretty hard to see him getting beaten, Michael.
Well, the way he went the other night, and just you can't imagine them holding him out over the 2,200 metres. He'll roll to the front. He's just got to be too good again, and then he'll roll into New Zealand and win the New Zealand Cup.
Yeah, I think so. He's just he's certainly potentially one of the best we've seen for.
Oh, I mean, Ollie's got to find us something in the Victoria Cup as well, something we can actually have a bet on, not the $1.18. So, but this segment, Morge, is brought to you by Bayswater Mazda. Driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda corner of Guildford and Garrett Road, and the Mazda 6 is parked outside the window here, Morts.
Certainly is. Always gets me around town very. I'm not going to say quickly because you can only go 60, Michael.
It's got the turbo though.
It does, but no, lovely car is the Mazda, well appointed, very, very comfortable. And of course, you need to go and see the team at Bayswater Mazda because they have a great range of used vehicles. They have all the latest Mazdas in all the colours that you want. They have great service, and most importantly, they have great coffee, Michael.
They sure do, and you know all about that because you've had your fair share. Now, it's time to welcome into the program Ollie Cownie. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Morts. Hey, Rads. Good to have you back.
Yeah, no, good to be back, Ollie, and good to have you on. We're going to look at the country racing over the weekend and also get a couple of tips at Albion Park, and we're going to venture to Melton as well because they've got the big program of the Victoria Cup, Victoria Derby, Victoria Oaks and the Bill Collins Trotters Mile. But Saturday night at Bunbury, we got 8 races. The first, which happens to be, Morts, the happy 40th to the Collie King Trent Wheeler. Happy birthday, Trent.
Happy birthday,
40th.
Trent Wheeler. Terrific.
6:18 on Saturday night at Bunbury.
Good on him. I hope he has a good night and gets to celebrate his 40th
with
birthday.
A double and a treble, so you can mention him next week.
He's a terrific driver, Trent Wheeler.
Sure is. That's Saturday night. Then we head to Central Wheatbelt, Kellerberrin on Sunday. 7 races, the first at 1:40. And Ollie's also going to find us a winner at Albion Park on Saturday night and the big meeting at Melton. Ollie, what do you got for us at Bunbury? Are you going to start in the happy 40th to the Collie King?
I am, and isn't he? He's one of the nicest guys in racing.
He's a ripper.
Trent Wheeler, lovely man.
Yeah, sure is.
I think in Trent's race, I think we can go with the leader in this one in Colin. Generally just does his best work out in front. He's a totally different horse when able to find the lead. He was able to find the lead in a much stronger race 3 runs ago at Gloucester Park there and just was beaten by Sweet Ivy in the end, ran second, but Sweet Ivy had a new trainer there, Jocelyn Young. Her stable's just flying at the moment, so I don't think it's any knock getting beaten by that horse. Beat the rest of them, beat Island T-Rex in that race, who I think is going particularly well at the moment. So this race, if he's able to lead in this one, I think he'll take plenty of catching, and one of the main dangers might actually be on his back, a colt named Sue, but that horse is first up, so I think Colin might just be able to lead there and hopefully has enough to hang on late.
He does have a drive in the race, Trent Wheeler. He's on the 3 crowded reactor, but should be...
He'll be going around big odds, I think.
Yeah, so Colin is the tip in the first. Race 1, number 1, a good way to start. Where are we going to next?
The next one I've got is later in the card in race 7. I'm happy to play this one, sort of 1 by 3, 1 by 4, a Richard Bell bet. I think in this one we can go with Rock the Bank. Had a bit of a driver switch last start when Emily Savalco jumped on the horse, and I thought he hit the line particularly well in that race. And he's always been a horse that I think on the rails he actually goes quite well and can run into the money generally most races when he does find the rails. So this race draws the inside in a stand start. He's not an experienced stand start beginner. He's having his first stand start in this one. So the key aspect here will be him stepping away safely and cleanly. But if he is able to do that, I think he can hand over to the right horse, one of those more fancied runners like Northview Dance or the Wild Card. And if he's able to do that, then I think he'll be able to run into the money at some decent value in that race.
That's 2 for Emily Savalco. You've tipped on Saturday night, including Rock the Bank, race 7, number 1. And it is the Jad Ran Wines standing start of the 25:30. Do we head to Kellerberrin, or have you got something in the last at Bunbury?
We do. We head to Kellerberrin.
Yep. And what do you got for us?
In race 5, we're kicking things off at Kellerberrin. Another horse that likes to lead in his race is Lucifer. Well, generally he's leading, but he has handed up a few times. I think this looks a really good opportunity for him to lead them up in this race like he did 2 starts ago, and he was leading most of the way there and just got beaten by a horse that's now in really good form, the Boatster, and was able to run a good placing at Gloucester Park the other day. He was really game in defeat there. They went 1:58 mile rate for the 2100 at Kellerberrin, which is pretty good time really, and Lucifer was handed the top, or crossed actually in the early stages, Recover Lover, and that horse couldn't really in Lucifer. So I think it could be the same story here. Lucifer rolls to the top, Recover Lover on its back, and I don't think he'll be able to run down Lucifer the way he's been going in his recent races. So I'm happy to play him a win, and I think he could be another one that's hopefully decent value, at least in the early stages of Benny.
For the birthday boy Trent Wheeler as well.
Yeah, coming. Hopefully he wins this race on Saturday, and he's in good form.
All right.
Like I said, that was a good form line through the boats. It was a good run here last Friday night at Gloucester Park. Really good run. Nice little race, that one there in Kellerberrin. The 6 was also a good run last start at Gloucester Park. High better. Run up there.
Definitely just the draw at Kellerberrin. I'm probably happy to take it on. It'll probably be favourite, I better.
Yeah, it was a good 5th last start here at Gloucester Park, but yeah, unfortunately the barrier certainly doesn't help it.
All right, is that the only one at Kellerberrin? You got another one for us?
I've got one more for us in the last race, and it's not a horse that has made a habit of winning. It had 15 starts and hasn't been able to win yet. In Frankenstein's Bride, this one's just a place bet only, I think. Tommy Price, he trolled up really sharply for this kind of race, I thought, and he looks to have a little bit of gate speed, so if he can find the front in that race, I think he'll take plenty of catching for the man of the moment, Trent Wheeler. I think Frankenstein's Bride has been going well enough in recent times, just plodding away into placings there to suggest that it should be able to hang on to a placing in this race. It is a horse with really good gate speed, so I couldn't see it cross from the inside draw. And as I said, hopefully it's just going well enough to run into the placings for us.
All right. Now, Albion Park, have you got one for us on Saturday night?
I do, and we've got a market for this one at this stage, which is handy. It's in race 4. This race, we are going to go with a really informed horse, Brados Lad. He's just been awesome this time in. He's probably made a pretty strong case, I'd say, to suggest he's one of the top 3 horses in Queensland behind Jim RT and Leap to Fame. I think he's just been outstanding. He was probably poorly driven too back in posting Leap to Fame and ended up running 3rd there, but it's pretty tough trying to hold off Leap to Fame, and another informed horse just beat him late there for 2nd in Northview Hustler, who he reopposes in this race. I suspect that Northview Hustler might get crossed in the early stages by OB Legal, and OB Legal will be pretty happy to hand up to Mossdale Terry or hand up to Brados Lad. I think eventually he'll find himself on the front end, and around that $250, $3 I think is great shopping for a horse that's in such good form and likely has his two main dangers in awkward positions in Northview Hustler, tucked away on the pegs and always smoking to the outside of him.
All right, that's a free-for-all race for number 3, Brados Lad for Jack and Chloe Butler. Is that all for Albion Park?
That's all for us at Albion Park this week.
All right, then we head to Melton. What a great card it is. We've got the Bill Collins, we've got the Queen of the Pacific, the Bill Collins Trotters Sprint, the Victoria Derby, the Victoria Cup, and the Victoria Oaks. The Victoria Cup, we get to see Catch a Wave, $1.18. No prizes for him, for punters there. What do you got for us in the Cup, though?
Yeah, gee, it is a fantastic card of racing. There's some real superstars going around, Kang Zahara and Just Believe, and obviously Leap to Fame as well. And in the Victoria Cup, I just think the map in this race at the moment as it stands looks fairly straightforward. I think Mac Dan, he's a brilliant beginner. He should be able to lead them up from the inside draw. Catch a Wave didn't really show any gate speed at all last start and was crossed by Mac Dan. So drawn alongside, I give it just about no hope of finding the front there. And I think that'll give a fantastic run through for Major Moth on the back of Mac Dan in the early stages. And if Leap to Fame gets bowling along on the front end, I think it could end up being a really pegs-dominated race in this race. And he's coming off the back of a Kilmore Cup win where he really dominated Major Moth. He raced away for an 8.8 metre win, and he was just fantastic there, and that might have even been his best run for the Jason Crimson stable so far. So I think there's always really been big raps on this horse, Major Moth, and he's starting to deliver on that, and I think tucked away on the pegs, he could be the one that runs into second or third. Swayze looks like he'll be somewhere in the finish again, but I think Major Moth at the moment is the value in that race.
Currently 3.10 a place with Tab Touch is Major Moth, race 6, number 8. Jack Callaghan gets the drive for Jason Grimson. But as we said, what a great night of racing it is. Probably the most open derby we've seen in a while. Sometimes the Victoria Derby can be a bit like there's a short price favourite. Just Believe goes around the Bill Collins Trotters Sprint up against Call Me the Breeze. Unfortunately, Call Me the Breeze is drawn outside the back line, so it probably takes a little bit away. Coastal Bay's drawn well in the Victoria Oaks against RDB Mickey. And then, as you mentioned, Kiang Sahara, I didn't mention her. She's in the Trotters Oaks, will be the shortest price favourite probably of the weekend.
Yeah, gee, she's just an outstanding horse, and it's pretty scary the time she's running as a trotter. The pacer would be pretty happy with the time she's running around in, so really exciting. She's unbeaten, 8 from 8, just awesome to watch her go around. And yeah, as you mentioned, there's just going to be some fantastic horses running on around there at Melton on Saturday, and it'll be an action-packed night of racing, obviously, with Bunbury going on at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep, should be a great night's racing on Saturday night. As you said, we've got Melton, the big card. We've got Albion Park, your selection there, and also Bunbury for the 40th birthday of the Collie King.
The Collie King, Trent Wheeler.
All right, Ollie, thanks for your time. Hopefully we find a few winners, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thanks very much, guys. Looking forward to it.
Good on you there, Ollie Cownie. She'll be back Monday.
Yes, hopefully he...
off and pacing.
Yes, he does. He does that in the morning with the lads, does a good job, and just wasn't on his game last week, but I'm sure he will kick back this week.
We all get a week off.
Yeah, from time to time.
We've always...
I guess we do.
Put it in a bad one.
Did you eventually name your driver for that?
No.
No.
Okay. We're waiting for you to name Mighty Ronaldo in the Nullarbor. Because when do you usually name that? The week off?
Normally the Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, we all know who it is.
Yeah. Got to keep him guessing, Michael.
Well, don't know how many you kept guessing. Yeah. But anyway.
Oh, some of the owners.
No, we haven't. But
Okay.
I'm told that it's not too far away. So hopefully sometime in October. There we go. It'll be before your Nullarbor announcement.
Just.
Well, we're not that far in front of you either.
Yeah, okay.
We're in February. You're in April.
Is it February, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. No, looking forward to it. Should be good.
Yep, really
I
good.
think Junior will do a great job.
Really?
Oh, sorry.
Depends how many people he annoys in the meantime.
Yes, very true. Very true. But he's got some great drives on Friday night, that's for sure. And he did get 6 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So.
Was that Golden Slipper night?
Oh, yes. How good was the slipper winner?
Staggering.
Very good. So no, it was 6 winners. Very good. Very good night. Copped a holiday, though.
Yes, but back in action now.
Yep. Back
in
there
action.
on Tuesday at Gloucester Park.
I think the premiership's all locked up at the moment. The Gloucester Park Premiership,
right?
I say. Juniors. I was having a look. Juniors won since HRA put up on the website the back to 2006-07. Junior's been beaten 3 times in the Gloucester Park Premiership.
Good effort.
And they were by another Hall of Famer,
right?
AC Lewis. Oh. He's won the other 3 Gloucester Park titles.
Still
the Metropolitan drivers at the moment all locked up. No. Junior's just ahead in the Metropolitan driver, 82-80 over Shannon.
And Denny would be third?
Denny's third. Not further. So 82-80, Denny's 78, and then Chris is 55.
Yep, should be a good finish to that.
And in the state premiership, Shannon's a long way in front, 162 over Denny at 137, Chris Voak 128, Gary Hill Jr. 125, Aidan De Campo 118, and then Stewie's 97. So, yes.
Very good.
So, still a couple of months to go, though.
Geez, we've got some good drivers in WA.
Haven't we?
Very good.
It's a good list, isn't it?
Yeah,
and Trent Wheeler on the state premierships. Next from Emily Savalco, Kyle Harper, Chris Lewis rounds out the top 10.
Some great names there, and we've got some great horses, and we're lucky to be...
How good is it going to be in the next couple of weeks? Starting off this week. Well, off the last couple, but...
Yep. This week... Then
for the free-for-allers, we've got the Brennan.
Big night.
Then the Stratton in 2 weeks' time, Navy Cup, Pacing Cup.
Yep.
The 4-year-olds start rolling in. The Mans start rolling in.
Don't forget about the Derby.
The Derby. Yeah, it's still to come.
Yep.
And the Western Gateway.
Lots of good racing coming up.
Fantastic.
So,
can't wait, Morts.
Yep, same here, Michael. Always a good time of year and be a great night out at Gloucester. So
you'll be here?
Table of 12. We've got as many as we can coming out. It's going to be a beautiful night.
Have you booked in? Or do I have to go back to the reception now?
Booked in, 12 on the deck.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a beautiful night.
It's going to be a beautiful night. 29 or 30, is it?
30 tomorrow. And between 7 to 9 o'clock, it's still going to be about 21 degrees. So no better place to be than Gloucester Park.
Plus you've got your 3-year-old.
Friday night.
You've got your 3-year-old in that 3-year-old race trying to force his way into the...
Artful Major drew his stock standard barrier 6.
Your
doesn't
driver.
go in the draw, they just give him 6.
That won't matter for your driver.
You're going to need a little bit of luck there. And, of course, we've got Mida Ronaldo in the other one, which I can't wait to see that race. It's going to be an absolute ripper. Good. Going really well.
Really. Oh, I must ask you, Tricky Mickey.
Trialled exceptionally well yesterday.
Good, because he just out of just one of those nights.
Didn't know where to put his feet, but he trialled yesterday with Magnificent, Mr. Fantastic and Tricky Mickey, just the 3, and they came home in about 28-3, 27-7, and he made up
nice hit out.
He made up a couple of lengths in the straight, so very pleased with him actually.
That's good.
It was good, really good. So good trial by Mr. Fantastic. He'll be back because he did it all wrong last week, and Magnificent, which is another terrific horse. So be good to see Magnificent back as well.
All right, Morts, been great to be back. I've put
good to have you back, Michael.
Put my one in for the month.
I tell you what, I actually don't like sitting on that side of the table. You've got to think too much. I just want to sit here and heckle and throw cheap shots.
I've never, ever been accused of thinking too much.
Well, I do, because I had no idea what I was doing, but it was good. It was good to have Glenn with me, that's for sure. So I'll always learn things when I listen to Glenn.
That's one thing you've never said about me. Anyway, All right. Thanks to Amelia for pressing the buttons. Thanks for Voakey for his time tonight, and Bomber and Ollie as always, and Morts, thanks for you.
Thank you, Michael. Good to have you back.
Thanks to everyone for listening. Until next week, it's bye for now.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.